In the wildest corners of our planet, where the land itself seems to breathe with ancient secrets, the Arizona wilderness stands as a realm of relentless challenge and breathtaking beauty. Here, beneath a sky painted in fiery hues at dusk, the sun-baked earth stretches endlessly, dotted with towering saguaro cacti and jagged outcrops of red rock. The air shimmers with heat by day and cools to a crisp silence at night, while the wind whispers through brittle grasses and thorny shrubs carrying the scent of creosote and dust. Far from the tangled jungles of distant continents, the Arizona desert is a world apart, a place where every living thing is locked in a constant, dramatic battle for existence. This is an environment of extremes where the sun scorches the ground by day and the cold bites at night. Water is a rare treasure and shade is a fleeting luxury. Only the most resilient and cunning creatures can hope to survive here, and every day is a test of their ingenuity and grit. In this unforgiving landscape, every animal is armed with a unique arsenal of survival strategies. Jackrabbits freeze in the shadow of circling hawks, their fur blending perfectly with the sandy soil. Kangaroo rats leap and dart, vanishing into burrows at the faintest tremor of danger. Even the smallest insects have mastered the art of camouflage, hiding in plain sight among the rocks and thorns. Every encounter is a high-stakes contest, a silent duel where the difference between life and death can hinge on a heartbeat. Coyotes stalk the shadows, their eyes glinting with hunger, while lizards dash across sun-baked stones, seeking refuge from both the heat and the hunters. Among these survivors, the rattlesnake emerges as a true master of the desert's deadly game. Coiled in the dust, its scales shimmer with the colors of the earth, ochre, sand, and stone, rendering it nearly invisible to both prey and predator. Born into a world of scarcity and danger, the rattlesnake thrives where others falter. It glides silently over rocks and through brittle grass, its every movement a study in patience and precision. Its limbless, muscular body is a marvel of evolutionary design, allowing it to slip through the narrowest crevices and weave effortlessly among tangled roots and thorny undergrowth. With every flick of its tongue, the rattlesnake samples the air, decoding invisible trails left by potential prey or lurking threats. Its senses are tuned to the faintest vibration, the subtlest shift in the wind. Each species of snake in this arid wilderness has honed its abilities to perfection, adapting to the unique challenges of its chosen terrain, whether rocky outcrop, sandy wash, or tangled mesquite thicket. Some wield venom as their weapon, striking with lightning speed and deadly accuracy. Others rely on camouflage, melting into the landscape until the moment to strike arrives. With cryptic movements and unblinking patience, they stalk their prey from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash their power. In the stillness of the desert night, the hunt becomes a dance of shadows and silence. The rattlesnake's eyes, unblinking and ancient, lock onto the faintest twitch of a rodent's whisker, and in a heartbeat the struggle for survival erupts. Here in the American Southwest, the western diamondback rattlesnake rules as a venomous monarch, its rattle a warning and a challenge. Yet even this formidable predator faces a gauntlet of enemies, swift roadrunners, cunning foxes, and agile birds of prey, all eager to test their own survival skills against the desert's most iconic serpent. While the Arizona wilderness is a world unto itself, it is but one theater in the global drama of survival, where every landscape breeds its own champions and challengers. In distant lands, giants with dagger-like fangs prowl the shadows, each adapted to their own unforgiving domain. Some are built for speed, streaking through grasslands with terrifying swiftness. Others are marksmen, able to strike or spit venom with unerring accuracy, blinding their foes from afar. Each snake, each predator, each prey animal is locked in its own epic struggle, its own story of cunning, courage, and survival. For the rattlesnake and its kin, life is a perpetual balancing act, every movement, every decision, a matter of life and death. The cycle of predator and prey turns endlessly, a dance as old as the desert itself. The hunter becomes the hunted, and the hunted, in turn, may become the victor. For every deadly adaptation, nature has crafted a countermeasure: nimble paws, armored scales, lightning reflexes, ensuring that the contest never ends and the drama never fades. This is the raw, unfiltered reality of the Arizona wilderness, a place where every sunrise brings a new battle and every sunset marks the survivors of another day's unseen war. Prepare to witness the gladiators of the desert, creatures forged by hardship, defined by resilience, and locked in an eternal struggle for survival. Their stories are written in the sand, in the silence, and in the shadows of the wild. In the heart of the Arizona desert, where the land is sculpted by relentless sun and wind, a silent predator glides across the sand. Here survival is a daily battle, and only the most resilient creatures endure. This is a world of extremes. Daytime temperatures soar to blistering heights, baking the earth and forcing life to seek refuge. When night falls, the desert cools rapidly, sometimes dropping by 30 degrees Celsius, testing the endurance of every living thing. Water is a rare treasure, and shelter is found only in the smallest crevices or beneath the scant shade of hardy plants. Every creature here is shaped by scarcity and the need to conserve energy. To survive, an animal must be tough, patient, and perfectly adapted to the relentless challenges of the desert. In this realm of rock and sand, the western diamondback rattlesnake, Crotalus atrox, reigns as a master of survival. Its presence is felt in every shadow, every whisper of movement across the ground. Reaching lengths of up to 150 centimeters, the western diamondback's body is armored in tough, intricately patterned scales. These scales are not just for protection, they are a cloak of invisibility, allowing the snake to vanish against the dusty, sun-bleached earth. As a pit viper, the western diamondback possesses a remarkable adaptation, heat-sensing pits between its eyes and nostrils. These organs detect the faintest traces of warmth, painting a thermal map of the world, even in total darkness. With these pits, the rattlesnake can sense the body heat of mice, ground squirrels, and baby birds, tracking them with unerring precision. Even the cover of night offers no safety to its prey. This sixth sense transforms the darkness into a hunting ground, where the western diamondback moves with silent confidence, guided by invisible trails of heat. Its forked tongue flickers constantly, gathering scent molecules from the air and delivering them to the Jacobson's organ in the roof of its mouth. This dual system of heat and scent makes the western diamondback a formidable predator. With these tools, it can pinpoint the exact location of its next meal, striking with astonishing speed and accuracy. The hunt is a blend of patience and explosive action. The western diamondback's most famous weapon is its venom, a complex cocktail of enzymes and toxins delivered through long, hollow fangs. This venom is not a single substance, but a blend of hemotoxins and neurotoxins. Hemotoxins break down tissue and blood, causing massive internal bleeding, while neurotoxins paralyze the nervous system, stopping the heart and lungs. The effects are swift and devastating. The prey is immobilized, its body already beginning to break down from within, making it easier for the snake to consume. Once subdued, the western diamondback unhinges its jaws, swallowing its meal whole. Digestion begins even before the prey is fully consumed, thanks to the potent enzymes in the venom. Its fangs, normally folded against the roof of its mouth, snap forward with lightning speed when the snake strikes, delivering the venom deep into its victim. But the western diamondback's arsenal is not just for hunting. When threatened, it coils defensively, raising its head and flattening its body to appear larger and more intimidating. Its most iconic warning is the rattle, a rapid vibration of hollow, interlocking keratin rings at the tip of its tail, producing a loud buzzing sound that echoes across the desert floor. The rattle is a masterpiece of evolution, a clear signal to any creature that danger is near. Each segment is added with every shed, marking the passage of time in the snake's life. The sound is unmistakable, a warning to all who hear it. Many desert dwellers, from coyotes to birds of prey, have learned to respect the rattle and keep their distance. The western diamondback prefers to avoid conflict, retreating when possible to conserve its precious venom. Its survival depends on careful energy management, patience, and the ability to vanish into the landscape at a moment's notice. In this harsh world, the western diamondback interacts with a host of other desert dwellers. Sometimes it shares abandoned burrows with tortoises or rodents seeking shelter from the heat. It must remain vigilant, for predators like hawks, kingsnakes, and even other rattlesnakes are always on the lookout for a meal. From birth, the western diamondback faces a world of danger. Young snakes disperse quickly, each one fending for itself. Adults bask in the early sun to warm their bodies, then retreat to the shade as the day grows hot, emerging again at dusk to hunt. Every movement is calculated, every action a balance between risk and reward. The western diamondback rattlesnake is a true survivor, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of the desert, a living testament to the power of adaptation and the relentless will to endure. In the relentless heat of the Arizona desert, the western diamondback rattlesnake becomes a living testament to survival. As the sun bakes the sand and rocks, this reptile relies on a suite of remarkable adaptations to hunt and thrive. The rattlesnake's first advantage is its camouflage. Its patterned scales mirror the colors and textures of the desert floor, allowing it to vanish among rocks, sand, and dry brush. It chooses its hunting spot with care, often settling near a well-worn game trail or the entrance to a rodent's burrow, where prey is likely to pass. Once in position, the rattlesnake coils its body, becoming a motionless sentinel. It can remain perfectly still for hours, or even days, conserving precious energy in the sweltering heat. Every muscle is relaxed, yet ready to explode into action at a moment's notice. During these long waits, the snake's metabolism slows, minimizing water loss and energy expenditure. Its senses, however, are heightened. The rattlesnake's eyes are adapted to detect the slightest movement, even in the dim light of dusk or dawn. The desert is unforgiving, and prey is scarce. When a mouse or kangaroo rat finally emerges, the rattlesnake's patience is rewarded. The rodent, focused on foraging, is unaware of the danger lurking just inches away. The environment itself poses challenges. Blistering temperatures force both predator and prey to seek shade and move cautiously. The rattlesnake must avoid overheating, often hunting during the cooler hours of dusk or dawn when the desert comes alive with activity. As the prey draws near, the rattlesnake's specialized senses come into play. It lifts its head slightly, focusing on the faint vibrations of tiny footsteps and the subtle rustle of fur against sand. The snake's heat-sensing pit organs, located between the eyes and nostrils, detect the infrared radiation emitted by warm-blooded animals. This creates a thermal image, allowing the rattlesnake to pinpoint the exact location, size, and even the movement of its prey, even in total darkness. Its forked tongue flicks in and out, sampling microscopic scent particles from the air. The tongue delivers these particles to the Jacobson's organ in the roof of the mouth, confirming the identity and direction of the prey. Every sense is now focused. The rattlesnake tenses its body, muscles coiling like compressed springs. It calculates the distance, angle, and timing, waiting for the perfect moment when the prey is within striking range. In a flash, the snake launches its attack. The strike is a blur, less than 0.3 of a second from decision to impact. Its fangs pierce the prey, delivering a potent dose of venom. The prey barely has time to react. The venom acts quickly, overwhelming the rodent's nervous system and beginning to break down its tissues from within. Rather than holding on, the rattlesnake immediately releases its grip and withdraws. This prevents injury from the prey's frantic last efforts to escape. The snake retreats to a safe distance, watching and waiting as the venom takes effect. It remains alert, scanning for any sign of movement or threat. The prey, weakened and disoriented, succumbs to the venom. The rattlesnake's strategy ensures it avoids unnecessary risk while still securing its meal. Once the prey is still, the rattlesnake uses its tongue to follow the scent trail, weaving through brush and sand to locate its meal. The venom not only incapacitates the prey, but also begins the digestive process, breaking down tissues and making it easier for the snake to consume. The rattlesnake locates its meal and begins the slow process of swallowing it whole. Its jaws unhinge, stretching wide to accommodate the prey, which disappears headfirst into the snake's body. After feeding, the rattlesnake seeks a warm spot to bask, aiding digestion. The energy from its meal will sustain it for days, sometimes even weeks, until the next opportunity arises. Growth and renewal are also part of the rattlesnake's life. Periodically it must shed its skin, a process called ecdysis, to allow for growth and to remove parasites. The old skin splits near the mouth and the snake wriggles free, revealing a fresh, vibrant layer beneath. Each time it sheds, a new segment is added to its rattle, making its warning louder and more effective. However, the number of rattle segments doesn't reveal the snake's age, as shedding can occur multiple times a year and segments may break off. This cycle of hunting, feeding and renewal is essential for the rattlesnake's survival, allowing it to endure the harsh, sun-scorched world of the desert, an environment where only the most finely tuned hunters can thrive. Despite being an apex predator armed with deadly venom and a formidable reputation, the western diamondback rattlesnake does not rule its desert kingdom unchallenged. Its world is a battleground where survival depends not only on its own lethal abilities but also on its awareness of the many adversaries that share its arid home. The harsh wilderness of Arizona is home to a surprising variety of animals that have evolved specific strategies to hunt, kill, or otherwise outwit this venomous giant. Among these, the coyote stands out as a cunning and opportunistic predator. Coyotes are highly adaptable, using their keen senses and pack tactics to ambush rattlesnakes, often working together to distract and exhaust their prey before moving in for the kill. The bobcat, a solitary and stealthy hunter, is another formidable adversary. With lightning-fast reflexes and razor-sharp claws, bobcats can strike with precision, pinning the rattlesnake's head and delivering a fatal bite. Their agility and patience allow them to avoid the snake's venomous fangs, making them a persistent threat. The Roadrunner, a bird famous for its speed and daring, is perhaps one of the most surprising snake hunters. Using its quick reflexes, the Roadrunner dodges strikes and delivers rapid pecks to the snake's head, eventually subduing and swallowing its prey whole. Its agility and boldness make it a specialist in hunting venomous snakes. Among the most dangerous adversaries is the kingsnake, a fellow serpent. Immune to rattlesnake venom, the kingsnake uses constriction to overpower its rival. It seizes the rattlesnake in a sudden attack, wrapping its coils tightly and suffocating its prey. This remarkable immunity and strength make the kingsnake a true nemesis. From above, danger comes in the form of raptors like the red-tailed hawk. With keen eyesight, these birds of prey spot rattlesnakes from high in the sky, swooping down with deadly precision. Their powerful talons and swift attacks leave little chance for escape, and their thick leg scales offer protection from venomous bites. On the ground, the rattlesnake faces both tiny and tenacious foes. The grasshopper mouse, seemingly defenseless at first glance, is a fierce predator in its own right. Meanwhile, the American badger, with its powerful claws and thick fur, is known to dig up and consume snakes, using brute force and persistence to overcome even the most dangerous prey. The grasshopper mouse, a palm-sized paradox of the desert, is a carnivorous predator with an insatiable appetite. Unlike most mice, it hunts constantly, driven by a high metabolism, and is known for its fearlessness in the face of venomous threats. It fearlessly takes on scorpions, tarantulas, and even rattlesnakes many times its size. Its success comes from a combination of speed, immunity, intelligence, and sheer unadulterated courage. What makes this little warrior so effective is an incredible evolutionary adaptation. Its nervous system has evolved a special protein that blocks the pain signals from venom, effectively turning a bite that would kill another animal into little more than a minor sting. When a grasshopper mouse confronts a rattlesnake, it is a true battle of David versus Goliath. The snake, accustomed to its prey fleeing in terror, is often taken aback by the mouse's aggressive and fearless approach. The mouse doesn't hesitate. It lunges forward with incredible speed, dodging the snake's strikes and aiming for the head. Its goal is to deliver a swift, powerful bite to the snake's neck or spine, disabling it before it can mount an effective defense. This tiny mammal's bravery is so profound that in some observed encounters, its sheer audacity and relentless attack have been known to intimidate the rattlesnake into a full retreat, unwilling to engage with such a feisty and unpredictable foe. This incredible standoff demonstrates a key principle of survival. It's not always about size or raw power. The grasshopper mouse has turned a potential weakness, its small size, into an advantage, combining it with speed, agility, and a unique biological resistance to venom. It has carved out a niche as a giant slayer in the desert ecosystem. The existence of predators like the grasshopper mouse, the kingsnake, the bobcat, the coyote, the roadrunner, the hawk, and the badger ensures that the rattlesnake, for all its venomous might, must remain constantly vigilant. It is a stark reminder that in the wild, every animal, no matter how deadly, is part of a complex food web where its own survival is never truly guaranteed. Danger can and does come from the most unexpected of places, and the balance of power is always shifting in the desert's eternal struggle for life. In the vast sun-baked wilderness of Arizona, the rattlesnake faces not only the perils of its harsh environment, but also a pair of legendary adversaries, each a master of survival in their own right. One stalks the land on two lightning-fast legs, while the other slithers with silent predatory intent. The greater Roadrunner, a striking bird of the American Southwest, is a symbol of speed, cunning, and adaptability. With its long tail, crested head, and sharp, alert eyes, it surveys the arid landscape, always on the lookout for movement among the rocks and scrub. Though a member of the cuckoo family, the Roadrunner is no ordinary bird. Its wings are short and its flight weak, but on the ground it is a blur of motion, capable of reaching speeds up to 20 miles per hour as it dashes through the chaparral, weaving between cacti and stones with effortless agility. The Roadrunner is an opportunistic predator, feasting on insects, lizards, small mammals, and even other birds. Yet it is most renowned for its audacious pursuit of one of the desert's most dangerous inhabitants, the rattlesnake. Lacking venom immunity or brute strength, the Roadrunner relies on its razor-sharp beak, lightning reflexes, and a mind honed by countless encounters with peril. Every movement is calculated, every step a test of nerve and precision. When the Roadrunner sets its sights on a rattlesnake, a deadly ballet unfolds. The bird approaches with measured steps, feathers flared, eyes fixed on the serpent's every twitch. Circling the coiled rattlesnake, the Roadrunner fans its wings and tail, making itself appear larger and more intimidating. This display is not just for show, it confuses the snake, making it harder for the reptile to judge distance and strike with accuracy. With every lunge from the rattlesnake, the Roadrunner leaps back, its movements a blur. It darts in and out, never lingering within striking range for more than a heartbeat, wearing down its venomous foe with relentless energy. The Roadrunner's strategy is one of attrition. It pecks at the snake's head and tail, harassing and exhausting the reptile, forcing it to expend precious energy with every failed strike. The tension builds as the Roadrunner waits for a single fleeting opportunity. A moment when the snake's defenses falter and its head is exposed. In a flash, the Roadrunner strikes, seizing the rattlesnake just behind the head with its powerful beak. With ruthless efficiency, it slams the snake against a rock or the hard desert ground, ending the struggle in a matter of moments. Yet the rattlesnake's challenges do not end with the Roadrunner. In the wild, danger often comes from unexpected quarters, even from its own kind. Enter the California kingsnake, a sleek, powerful constrictor whose very name hints at its dominance. This snake is a master hunter, gliding silently through the undergrowth, its tongue flicking in search of prey. The kingsnake possesses a remarkable adaptation, a near-complete immunity to the venom of pit vipers, including rattlesnakes. This trait transforms the kingsnake from potential prey into a formidable predator. When a kingsnake approaches, the rattlesnake's usual arsenal is rendered useless. The tables are turned and the hunter becomes the hunted. Instinctively, the rattlesnake senses its disadvantage. It may coil defensively, but more often it attempts to flee, seeking refuge from the relentless pursuit of the kingsnake. The kingsnake, however, is undeterred. It chases its quarry with unwavering focus, using its muscular body to outmaneuver and overpower the rattlesnake. Once within striking distance, the kingsnake latches onto the rattlesnake with powerful jaws, then coils its body in a series of crushing loops, initiating the classic constrictor's attack. The kingsnake's constriction is a slow, inexorable process. With each breath the rattlesnake exhales, the coils tighten, preventing the viper from drawing in air and cutting off blood flow to its vital organs. The kingsnake does not crush bones. Instead, it suffocates its prey, its grip tightening with every passing second. The rattlesnake's venomous fangs are rendered useless, its strikes glancing harmlessly off the kingsnake's immune hide. Even a desperate bite from the rattlesnake cannot save it. The kingsnake's immunity is absolute, and the struggle is soon over. In the end, the kingsnake stands victorious, a true cannibal king, unrivaled in its domain. Its specialized immunity and relentless power make it one of the few creatures capable of preying on the rattlesnake, ensuring that in the wilds of Arizona, the struggle for survival is as fierce and dramatic as anywhere on Earth. Leaving behind the sun-baked deserts of America, our journey now enters the emerald heart of Central and Western Africa, where rainforests stretch endlessly beneath a thick, humid canopy. On the shadowy forest floor, a world of perpetual twilight, a thick carpet of fallen leaves conceals countless secrets. Here dwells a master of stealth and power, the Gaboon Viper. Bitis gabonica, the Gaboon Viper, is the largest viper in Africa, perfectly adapted to this lush, layered environment. With a thick, muscular body that can exceed 1.5 meters in length and a weight surpassing 10 kilograms, it is a true heavyweight among snakes. Its most remarkable adaptation is its extraordinary camouflage. The viper's scales display a mesmerizing geometric pattern of pinks, purples, browns, and creams, perfectly mimicking the dappled colors and textures of the rainforest floor. When motionless, the Gaboon Viper vanishes into its surroundings, becoming nearly undetectable to both predator and prey. This flawless disguise is the cornerstone of its survival and hunting prowess. The Gaboon Viper is a consummate ambush predator, relying on patience and stillness. It will select a promising patch of leaf litter and remain perfectly motionless for days, even weeks, blending seamlessly into the forest floor as it waits for the perfect opportunity. Its metabolism is so slow that it can afford to wait, conserving energy until prey comes within striking distance. Small mammals, birds, and even antelopes pass by, unaware of the silent predator lurking beneath the leaves. The viper's infrequent but substantial meals sustain it for months, a testament to its efficient hunting style. Its extreme stillness and perfect camouflage make it one of the most successful ambush hunters in the animal kingdom. Few predators can match its ability to remain unseen and undetected. Ground-dwelling birds, rodents, and small antelopes often wander perilously close to the viper's hidden coils. Prey can pass within mere inches, oblivious to the danger that lies in wait. When the moment is right, the Gaboon Viper unleashes its most formidable weapon. It possesses the longest fangs of any snake on Earth, reaching up to 5 centimeters, long enough to pierce deeply into its prey. These fangs act as giant hypodermic needles, delivering a potent dose of venom. The strike is lightning fast, driving the fangs deep into the unsuspecting animal. The venom is injected in a single devastating moment. This venom is a complex blend of cytotoxins and hemotoxins. Cytotoxins destroy tissue, while hemotoxins disrupt blood clotting, causing rapid internal damage. The result is swift incapacitation of the prey, ensuring the viper's meal cannot escape. The Gaboon Viper's venom is not just a weapon. It is a tool for survival, finely tuned by evolution. Despite its formidable arsenal, the Gaboon Viper is a calm and reclusive creature, rarely seen in motion. It prefers to remain hidden, relying on its camouflage to avoid both predators and competition. After a successful hunt, the viper holds on to its prey, such as a guinea fowl or small mammal, waiting patiently until the animal succumbs to the venom. Then the slow process of swallowing begins, the viper's jaws expanding to accommodate its meal. This single feast may sustain the viper for months, allowing it to resume its patient vigil. As a top ambush predator, the Gaboon Viper plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of the rainforest ecosystem, controlling populations of small mammals and birds, and contributing to the intricate web of life in these ancient forests. In the quiet depths of the African rainforest, the Gaboon Viper remains a silent guardian, perfectly adapted to its world and essential to the health of its ecosystem. Moving from the rainforest floor to the sun-drenched savannas and rocky hills of sub-Saharan Africa, we encounter a snake with a legendary and fearsome reputation. The black mamba, Dendroaspis polylepis. This is a serpent that commands respect, and for good reason. It is one of the longest venomous snakes in the world, capable of reaching lengths of over 4 meters. Contrary to its name, its body is not black, but typically an olive, grey or smoky brown color. The name comes from the inky black interior of its mouth, which it gapes open in a terrifying display when threatened, a stark warning of the danger it poses. The black mamba combines great size with incredible speed and a highly potent neurotoxic venom. Unlike the ambush-hunting vipers, the black mamba is an active, agile hunter. It is the fastest land snake on the planet, capable of moving at speeds of up to 20 kilometers per hour in short bursts. It does not lie in wait for food to come to it. Instead, it actively patrols its territory in search of prey. With its head held high off the ground, it surveys its surroundings, using its excellent eyesight to spot potential meals like birds, lizards, and small mammals. Once it has located its target, it uses its incredible speed to close the distance rapidly. Instead of a single decisive bite, the mamba often delivers multiple lightning-fast strikes, ensuring a lethal dose of venom is administered. The venom of the black mamba is one of the most rapid-acting of any snake. It is a powerful neurotoxin that works by shutting down the nervous system. It quickly attacks the synapses between nerves and muscles, causing widespread paralysis. For a small prey animal, the effects are almost immediate. Yet, life for the black mamba is not without its own challenges. Despite its fearsome reputation, it must remain vigilant, often retreating into burrows or crevices to avoid larger predators and the harsh midday sun. Among its most dangerous adversaries is the martial eagle, a powerful raptor that can spot the mamba from high above and swoop down with deadly precision. The honey badger, renowned for its toughness and thick skin, is another formidable foe, sometimes digging out mambas from their hiding places in search of a meal. To survive, the black mamba relies on its speed and cryptic coloration, blending into the dry grasses and rocky outcrops to evade detection. Its interactions with other wildlife are complex and dynamic. One of its greatest adversaries is the mongoose, a small, furry, and incredibly agile carnivore. The mongoose is a skilled snake killer equipped with a dazzling combination of speed, agility, and a crucial biological advantage. Its nervous system has specialized acetylcholine receptors that are shaped differently, making it difficult for the mamba's neurotoxins to bind to them. This provides a significant natural resistance, though not complete immunity, to the venom. In a confrontation, the mongoose uses its incredible reflexes to dodge the mamba's rapid strikes, tiring the snake out before darting in for a fatal bite to the back of the head. It's a classic battle of speed and wits, where the small, tenacious mammal often emerges victorious. The black mamba also shares its territory with herds of antelope and other grazing animals, which keep a wary distance, instinctively aware of the danger lurking in the grass. It navigates a landscape dotted with termite mounds and burrows, sometimes using abandoned holes for shelter or as ambush points. With its forked tongue, it samples the air for scent trails, tracking down rodents and birds that make up the bulk of its diet. To regulate its body temperature, the mamba basks in the morning sun, then seeks shade or shelter during the hottest hours, balancing the need for warmth with the risk of exposure. Like all snakes, it must periodically shed its skin, a vulnerable time when it is more susceptible to attack. The black mamba's life cycle is closely tied to the seasons. Females lay clutches of eggs in concealed locations, and the hatchlings emerge fully independent, facing the same dangers as adults from the moment they break free. Juvenile mambas must rely on instinct and agility to avoid predators, as even the smallest mistake can be fatal. As dusk falls, Africa's infamous shadow glides silently through the grass, a master of survival in a land where every day is a battle for life. Across the vast and varied landscapes of Africa, snakes have evolved an astonishing array of adaptations to survive and thrive. Among these, some of the most remarkable are the spitting cobras and the elusive mole snakes, two species that embody the ingenuity of nature's design, each in their own way. Spitting cobras, found in grasslands, savannas and forests, are renowned for their extraordinary defensive strategy. Unlike most snakes that rely solely on biting, these cobras have developed the ability to eject venom as a long-range weapon. The black-necked spitting cobra, Naja nigricollis, stands as a prime example of this adaptation. Its striking black collar and alert posture signal a creature finely tuned to both offense and defense. When threatened by a predator, the spitting cobra does not simply rely on its venomous bite. Instead, it employs a sophisticated mechanism to defend itself from a distance. Specialized openings at the tips of its fangs allow the cobra to forcefully spray venom, targeting the sensitive eyes of any would-be attacker with remarkable precision. This venom can travel up to 2 meters, transforming a defensive act into a long-range deterrent. The accuracy and speed of this spray are the result of millions of years of evolutionary refinement. Spitting is almost exclusively a defensive behavior reserved for moments when the snake feels truly threatened by a predator or rival animal. The goal is not to kill, but to incapacitate and deter. By blinding or disorienting its adversary, the cobra buys precious time to escape. The venom, a potent cytotoxin, inflicts intense pain and inflammation upon contact with the eyes, and can cause temporary or even permanent blindness, an effective deterrent against persistent threats. Before resorting to this defense, the cobra issues a clear warning. It rears up, spreads its iconic hood, and hisses loudly, making itself appear larger and more formidable. If the threat persists, the cobra contracts powerful muscles around its venom glands, releasing one or more jets of venom in a fine, targeted spray. This momentary advantage allows the cobra to slip away, leaving its attacker blinded and disoriented, and ensuring its own survival in a world full of dangers. Africa's snakes are as diverse as the habitats they occupy. Beyond the dramatic displays of the spitting cobra, other species have evolved their own unique strategies for survival. The mole snake, for example, is a powerful non-venomous constrictor that spends much of its life beneath the surface, burrowing through sand and soil in search of rodents and other small prey. Though lacking venom, the mole snake is a formidable predator. Its muscular body and keen senses make it a master of the underground world, where it plays a vital role in controlling rodent populations. Encounters between the mole, snake, and other predators are often tense, marked not by immediate violence but by careful assessment and mutual respect. A standoff with an African wildcat, for instance, is a silent contest of wills. Both animals are aware of the risks and rewards, each sizing up the other's strengths. In these confrontations, both the wildcat and the mole snake are potential threats. The wildcat's agility and sharp claws are matched by the snake's powerful coils and defensive bite. The wildcat, a swift and cunning hunter, faces off against the mole snake, which, though non-venomous, can inflict a painful bite and constrict with surprising strength. Rather than rushing into conflict, both animals often circle each other, weighing the risks of injury against the potential reward of a meal. This mutual evaluation is a testament to the intelligence and caution that define survival in the wild. Each animal must decide if the battle is worth the cost. More often than not, both parties choose to disengage, recognizing that the risk of serious injury outweighs the potential gain. In these moments, the wisdom of avoidance prevails. Both animals retreat, conserving their strength for another day. These behaviors highlight the intricate balance of Africa's ecosystems. Spitting cobras and mole snakes, through their unique adaptations and cautious strategies, play vital roles in maintaining the health and stability of their environments, reminding us that, in the wild, survival often depends not on aggression, but on adaptability, restraint, and respect for the dangers that lurk in every shadow. Our journey through the sun-scorched deserts of Arizona and across the vast, diverse landscapes of Africa has revealed a world of breathtaking complexity and relentless challenge. Here, every moment is shaped by the ancient dance between hunter and hunted. A dance as old as life itself. The western diamondback rattlesnake, a master of desert camouflage and venomous power, faces down fearless adversaries like the agile Roadrunner and the immune kingsnake, each encounter a test of instinct, patience, and adaptation. The Gaboon Viper, silent and immense, lies hidden beneath the leaf litter, its fangs poised for a sudden strike. The black mamba, swift and lethal, glides through the grass, its every movement a calculation of risk and opportunity. The mongoose, with nerves of steel and lightning reflexes, stands as both challenger and survivor, locked in a perpetual contest with the serpent. The spitting cobra, with its remarkable long-range defense, demonstrates that survival is not always about brute force, but about innovation and adaptation. The mole snake and the wildcat, locked in a cautious standoff, embody the delicate balance of risk and reward that defines every encounter in the wild. Across these arid and lush landscapes, a universal truth emerges. The natural world is a theatre of constant adaptation, where every creature is both hunter and hunted, predator and prey. Locked in an evolutionary arms race, each animal refines its weapons and defenses. Venomous fangs glisten in anticipation, while swift legs and keen senses offer a fleeting chance at escape. For every ambush there is a countermeasure, immunity, agility, or the ability to sense danger before it strikes. The kingsnake, a predator of predators, waits in silence, its patience as deadly as its bite. Prey animals, ever alert, have evolved a suite of defenses: heightened awareness, painful deterrence, and the ability to vanish into their surroundings at a moment's notice. In this world, survival is not about being the biggest or the strongest. It is about being the most attuned to the rhythms of the land, the most responsive to its dangers and opportunities. Adaptation is the currency of life. Each animal, from the smallest insect to the most formidable snake, carves out its niche, developing unique strategies to thrive in a world of shifting threats. The intricate web of life and death is woven from countless interactions, each one a story of risk, calculation, and instinct. The boundaries between predator and prey blur as roles shift with the passing of each day and night. The rattlesnake, a formidable hunter of rodents, stalks its quarry with patience and precision, yet remains ever vulnerable to the sudden appearance of a greater threat. When the kingsnake arrives, the hunter becomes the hunted, the cycle of pursuit and evasion continuing without pause. The black mamba, a terror to birds and lizards, finds itself outmatched by the tenacious mongoose, whose courage and cunning turn the tables in an instant. This duality is the engine of evolution, propelling each species to new heights of ingenuity. Every animal, whether predator or prey, is engaged in a ceaseless contest of strategy and adaptation. The cleverest, the most resilient, and the most resourceful are those who endure. Even the smallest creatures, like the grasshopper mouse, display astonishing bravery standing their ground against formidable foes. Caution, too, is a powerful weapon, an instinct honed by generations of survival, a pause that can mean the difference between life and death. The story of survival is not merely a battle, it is an intricate dance of strategy, risk, and adaptation. Each encounter is a lesson in the delicate balance that sustains the wild. The wilderness, with its immense pressures and constant challenges, is also a crucible of innovation. Here, every day is a test, every adaptation a triumph of life over adversity. Each encounter between predator and prey is a moment of high drama, where the outcome is never certain and the stakes are always life itself. The hunter of one moment may become the hunted in the next heartbeat, and only those with the right blend of skill, instinct, and sometimes sheer luck will greet the dawn. This is the raw, beautiful, and unending drama of the wild, a living testament to the resilience and ingenuity of life. In the face of constant adversity, the hunter and the hunted are bound together in a cycle that shapes the destiny of every creature. Their struggles, their triumphs, and their adaptations are the heartbeat of the natural world, echoing through the deserts, the savannas, and the forests, forever reminding us of the intricate eternal balance that sustains life. As the blazing sun dips below the horizon and the desert cools, a new cast of hunters emerges from the shadows. In the silent hours of the night, the Arizona wilderness transforms into a realm ruled by the senses, where darkness is not a barrier but an advantage. High above, the great horned owl glides on silent wings. With eyes tuned to the faintest glimmer of movement and ears that can detect the softest rustle, it scans the moonlit sand for signs of life. The owl's talons, sharp and unforgiving, are perfectly suited for seizing small mammals and even the wary rattlesnake. With a swift, silent dive, the owl becomes a phantom of the night, its approach nearly undetectable until the final moment. On the ground, the grey fox moves with ghost-like precision. Its nose is a master of scent, tracing the invisible trails left by lizards, rodents, and snakes. With each careful step, the fox listens for the telltale rattle, a warning but also a clue. If hunger outweighs caution, the fox will test its luck, darting and weaving to avoid a venomous strike. Its agility and quick reflex is often the difference between a successful hunt and a deadly mistake. Nearby, the kit fox, smaller but no less determined, employs its oversized ears to catch the faintest sounds beneath the sand. Insects, scorpions, and the occasional snake fall prey to its relentless search. The kit fox's nimble paws leave barely a mark, its presence betrayed only by the briefest shadow. Even the rattlesnake, a master of ambush, must tread carefully in this nocturnal theatre. Now it is both hunter and hunted, relying on its heat-sensing pits to detect the warmth of passing prey. But every movement carries risk. The desert night is alive with silent battles, encounters played out in near silence, where the outcome is determined in an instant. Here, no human footsteps disturb the dust. The drama belongs to the wild alone. Each night, the struggle for survival is renewed. The owls, the foxes, the rattlesnakes, all are bound by the rules of darkness. They move with purpose, guided by instinct and sharpened senses, locked in a timeless contest beneath the stars. In the world of the Night Stalkers, silence is the language of survival, and every shadow holds the promise of both danger and opportunity. This is the hidden side of the desert, a world where the most formidable hunters are those who thrive when the sun has set. In the heart of the desert, survival hinges not only on stealth and speed, but on the ancient arms race of venom and defense. For the rattlesnake, venom is both sword and shield, a chemical marvel honed by millions of years of evolution. Composed of complex proteins, enzymes, and neurotoxins, rattlesnake venom is designed for efficiency. It immobilizes prey, disrupts blood flow, and begins digestion from the inside out. Delivered through hollow, retractable fangs, a single strike injects just enough venom to ensure a swift and decisive end for small mammals, birds, or reptiles. But the rattlesnake is not the only player in this biochemical battle. Its adversaries have evolved remarkable defenses of their own. The Roadrunner, for example, has a rapid metabolism that helps it break down toxins, while the thick scales of the desert kingsnake provide a partial barrier against envenomation. Some mammals, like the ground squirrel, have developed blood proteins that neutralize key components of rattlesnake venom, allowing them to survive, and sometimes even fight back. Venom is not just a tool for hunting. In moments of danger, it becomes a powerful deterrent. When threatened, the rattlesnake's warning rattle is backed by the promise of a venomous bite, an evolutionary adaptation that often prevents conflict altogether. Yet in the wild, even this formidable defense can be circumvented. The kingsnake, immune to rattlesnake venom, uses constriction rather than toxins, relying on strength and stamina to overcome its prey. This intricate web of attack and counterattack is mirrored across the desert's food chain. Each encounter is a testament to adaptation. Chemical warfare met with biological resistance, offense balanced by defense. Here survival is written not just in tooth and claw, but in molecules, tiny agents of life and death, working unseen beneath the scales and skin of the desert's most iconic hunters and their foes. In this world, venom is more than a weapon. It is a language of survival, spoken in the silence of the sand, shaping every encounter, every evolution, every night beneath the desert stars. As the desert sun arcs across the sky, time in this arid world is marked not by clocks, but by the ever-changing rhythm of the seasons. Each shift in temperature, each drop of rain transforms the landscape, and every creature that calls it home must adapt or perish. During the scorching heat of summer, the desert becomes a crucible. Daytime temperatures soar, and the sand blisters beneath the relentless sun. Rattlesnakes retreat into cool burrows, emerging only under the cover of darkness to hunt or seek water. Other inhabitants, like the agile kangaroo rat, restrict their activity to the night, using the cooler hours to forage and evade predators. The cacti and succulents, masters of drought, store precious water in their tissues, while lizards bask in the early morning sun before fleeing the midday heat. When the monsoon rains arrive, the desert is reborn. Dry creek beds become flowing streams, and dormant seeds burst into life, carpeting the sand with wildflowers. Rattlesnakes take advantage of the abundance, feasting on the surge of small mammals and birds drawn to the newly lush landscape. Amphibians hidden for months in deep burrows emerge to breed in ephemeral pools, their life cycles compressed into a few short weeks. As autumn descends, temperatures moderate and the desert's pulse slows. Many creatures prepare for the lean months ahead. Rattlesnakes feed heavily, storing fat for the coming winter. Insects burrow deep or lay eggs that will survive until the next spring. Some birds, sensing the change, begin their long migrations to warmer climates, leaving the desert quieter, but never truly still. Winter in the desert is a time of rest. Though snow is rare, cold nights drive reptiles and many mammals into hibernation-like states. Rattlesnakes gather in communal dens, their bodies coiled together for warmth, waiting for the return of the sun's strength. Life above ground seems sparse, but beneath the surface, the desert's story continues, each creature conserving energy, each heartbeat a promise of survival. Through drought and deluge, blistering heat and icy nights, the desert's inhabitants endure. Their lives are shaped by the seasons, by adaptation, migration, and the ceaseless quest for balance in a world where change is the only constant. Here, survival is not just a matter of strength or cunning, but of timing, resilience, and the ability to read the silent language of the land. In the vast, unforgiving expanse of the desert, survival often hinges on the ability to disappear. Here, the art of camouflage is both a shield and a weapon, a silent contest between predator and prey, played out in shifting sands and mottled shadows. The rattlesnake, master of deception, wears the desert itself as a cloak. Its scales shimmer with earthy tones, sandy browns, muted greys, and rusted reds, blending seamlessly with the pebbled ground and sun-bleached rocks. When motionless, the rattlesnake becomes nearly invisible, its coiled body mimicking the contours of fallen branches or scattered debris. This stillness is its greatest advantage, allowing it to ambush unsuspecting prey with a sudden, decisive strike. But camouflage is not the rattlesnake's secret alone. Its prey, too, are artists of concealment. The kangaroo rat, with its pale fur and swift darting movements, vanishes against the moonlit dunes. Even the smallest lizard, patterned with speckles and stripes, can vanish in plain sight, hugging the shadows, freezing at the faintest hint of danger. Some creatures rely on more than just colour. The horned lizard, for example, flattens its body against the earth, erasing its outline and casting no shadow. In moments of peril, it remains utterly motionless, trusting its disguise to confound both predator and prey. Throughout the day, shifting light and drifting wind constantly redraw the boundaries of safety and exposure. Every grain of sand, every patch of scrub becomes a stage for this silent performance. To be seen is to risk everything, to remain hidden is to survive another day. In this world without mercy, camouflage is an ancient language, spoken in patterns, textures, and the art of stillness. It is the quiet genius of the desert, where the eyes that see least are often the ones that live the longest. Beneath the relentless sun, every life in the Arizona desert is woven into a delicate, unbreakable web. Here the rattlesnake is both hunter and hunted, its existence balanced on the knife edge of survival. As dusk falls, the snake slithers silently through the underbrush, seeking the faint scurry of a kangaroo rat or the tremble of a lizard's footfall. Each hunt is a gamble, for every meal sustains the rattlesnake, but every movement risks exposure. Yet the rattlesnake is not the desert's only predator. Watchful eyes peer from the shadows. A roadrunner, swift and cunning, waits for the perfect moment to strike. Overhead, a red-tailed hawk circles in the thermals, its gaze sharp and unforgiving. Even the patient burrow owl, silent and unseen, plays its part in this intricate dance. But the food web stretches beyond predator and prey. The remains of a rattlesnake's feast nourish colonies of ants and beetles, their tiny lives essential to the desert's health. Scavengers, like the clever coyote, clean the land, ensuring nothing is wasted. The bones that remain return to the earth, feeding the roots of sagebrush and cactus, which in turn shelter the next generation of desert dwellers. Every creature is both giver and taker, each life sustained by another. In this land of extremes, survival is not a solitary struggle, but a shared endeavour, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of all who call the desert home. The circle of life spins ceaselessly, its threads invisible yet unbreakable, binding the fate of rattlesnake, prey, and predator in a story as old as the desert itself.